It is day 157 of the second Trump administration, and tonight the president is doubling, tripling, basically quadrupling down on his claim that Iran's nuclear sites were obliterated after an early assessment from the United States Defense Intelligence Agency that said the program was likely only set back about 3 to 6 months. Our own Kelly O'Donnell is traveling with the president in the Netherlands, and she brings us all the details.
Meeting with the leaders of the NATO alliance today and confronting global media.
Here's another beauty.
President Trump came armed with his own battle damage assessments of U.S. airstrikes on Iran's nuclear sites.
It was very, very successful. It was called obliteration.
The president pushing back after news reports that the Defense Intelligence Agency, in an initial assessment, said the Iranian nuclear program was set back 3 to 6 months, according to 3 sources. That preliminary analysis based on intel gathered 24 hours after the strikes, one of the sources told us. Pressed today, the president acknowledged the report's findings, but described it as premature.
They presented a report that wasn't finished. They didn't see it. All they can do is take a guess.
Do you have a message for the intelligence community, though, in terms of unvarnished information getting to you?
I would say issue the report when you know what happened. I wouldn't say that it could be severe or maybe not.
You're not disputing the report said what it said, even though it was initial.
The report said what it said, and it was fine. It was severe, they think, but they had no idea. They shouldn't have issued a report until they did.
He called on Defense Secretary Hegseth to make the case as well, who noted the Defense Intelligence Agency had low confidence in its initial assessment.
Why is there low confidence? Because all of the evidence of what was just bombed by 12 30,000-pound bombs is buried under a mountain, devastated and obliterated. So if you want to make an assessment of what happened at Fordo, you better get a big shovel and go really deep, because Iran's nuclear program is obliterated.
The president cited foreign intelligence, including Israel's Atomic Energy Commission, today saying the strikes set back Iran's ability to develop nuclear weapons by many years. And this from Iran's foreign ministry.
Our nuclear installations have been badly damaged, that's for sure.
Late tonight, the CIA director saying credible intelligence indicates Iran's nuclear program has been severely damaged and would have to be rebuilt over the course of years. The ceasefire between Iran and Israel is holding for a second day. NATO Secretary General praising President Trump for that agreement and made a notable comment when the president compared Israel and Iran to squabbling kids.
They fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easy to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes use strong language.
You have to use strong language. Every once in a while you have to use a certain word.
With that, let's bring in our nightcap, and they've got their work cut out for them tonight. Nayyera Haq is here, a former White House senior director and former State Department senior advisor. She's now the assistant dean for Syracuse Maxwell School in D.C. David Gura joins us, correspondent for Bloomberg, host of the Big Take podcast. He's just returning from the Bluegrass Festival in Telluride, so we're glad to have him back. Stuart Stevens is here, a veteran of the Mitt Romney and George W. Bush presidential campaigns, now with the Lincoln Project, and David Litt, former presidential speechwriter and author of the new book, It's Only Drowning, a true story of learning to surf and the pursuit of common ground. It is David's first visit to the 11th hour, so good luck to you.
Yeah.
Nayyera, let's start with you. I want to be clear that we do not know the state of Iran's nuclear program, but what is your takeaway after what we learned today, or what we heard today?
Oh, I'm just fascinated by the idea that the NATO Secretary General was playing into Trump's ego and calling him daddy. If that wasn't the quote of the summit, I don't know what is.
Hold on. For our audience, wait, hold on. We need to clarify that, because he clarified it. He didn't call him daddy. He said it was like a toddler answering to daddy. He wasn't calling President daddy. So I just want to make sure, for his sake, we clarify that.
Fair point. But I will say, Steph, it does go to this broader idea of these countries, our NATO allies, really having to cater to Trump's ego and making him feel very good about this attack, and Trump himself deeply uncomfortable with some of the facts, some of which are murky around how successful these strikes were. Yes, they were successful to the degree that they landed, that they helped destroy the top level of surface area, but we really truly don't know how far deep they went and how much of the infrastructure is still there. We also don't know how much of the enriched uranium was disappeared in the days prior. So that's the stuff that takes time to figure out. And yes, we have to work with multiple different intelligence sources, but Trump just seems committed to this narrative of immediate and total success. And that's where we could potentially end up in trouble as a country, along with our allies, is this idea that the story is more important than the reality, because negotiations take time and it takes discipline, it takes a give and take, it takes understanding that the other side also needs something so they can walk away and tell their public that this is a good deal for them as well. And that's where I start to get worried with the bravado taking over the reality of what it takes to end a nuclear program, which, to be fair, we had that reality in the Obama administration when 5 countries that included Russia and Iran agreed to have UN inspectors go into these sites and figure out exactly what is and what is not going on in Iran's nuclear program.
Well, the president also said that a nuclear deal with Iran is no longer necessary because of the strikes over the weekend. What are your thoughts about that?
That, again, what's the evidence that backs that up? He's not letting the director of the National Intelligence Department, that's Tulsi Gabbard. She's going to be in a very contentious situation with the Senate tomorrow. The Congress isn't getting the full reports. We're hearing our own president insulting the Defense Intelligence Agency, saying that Israel has better intelligence. So, again, this should be a very easy case to make to the public, release a series of reports, show us the data, show reporters some of the images, and talk in very deep practical terms about what each phase of this nuclear program had looked like and how far we have damaged it. Without that, it is very hard to see and believe that this is all over.
Stuart, we are now hearing from cabinet secretaries like John Ratcliffe and Tulsi Gabbard, as Nair just pointed out, confirming that Iran's program was indeed destroyed or severely damaged. I can't even believe I'm asking you this because I'm pretty sure I know your answer. Do you trust what we're hearing?
No, of course not. I mean, I don't know if people watched this press conference today. It was one of the more extraordinary things I'd ever seen in politics. I mean,
and you've said that a lot.
Yeah, you just forget what Trump's really like, the way he loops around and he repeats himself and all this weird stuff he went on about the Secretary of War. Maybe we should change it, Secretary of Defense. I mean, it's like if you're sitting next to this person on a plane, you would sort of like move away or something. And that's how the United States is being presented. Look, the test of qualifications to work for Donald Trump is loyalty. And all of these guys give this vibe, like Hegseth and Rubio today, you know, they give off this vibe that if Donald Trump said, you know, I want one of your kids as tribute, that maybe they would screw up enough courage to say, well, can I pick which one?
Oh, my God.
I mean,
God.
It's just, it's incredible. And it's across the whole administration. One thing I can say, I think, with some certainty, within a short period of time, Netanyahu is going to be saying that Iran poses a nuclear threat. And it'll be true. You can't destroy a program that's been at work for 25 years in one night of strikes. And look, I'm sort of a hawk on this stuff. I think it'd be great if they could destroy this. I don't think that Iran should have a nuclear weapon. But it completely destroys the credibility of the whole process to say, well, we've done it, so therefore it can't ever happen again. It's just... Nothing about this is good for the United States.
I saw that you were surprised that I was able to clarify the daddy comment, but you should know that I have the word daddy Google alerted anytime it hits major media, so you should not be surprised by that.
Yeah, okay.
I was flagged. What do you think about the fact that the FBI and the Pentagon are now investigating how the early intel report became public? And Axios is reporting that now the White House is planning to limit sharing classified information with Congress. How big of a deal is that? Because I think it's huge.
Well, to pick up on what Stuart was saying, I think that was one of the weirdest and most sobering facets of this press conference today was his tone and rhetoric toward the journalists in the room, particularly from CNN and The Times, and the aspersions that he cast at them, what he said about what they'd done, how repeatedly he insinuated that they weren't loyal or they didn't appreciate the military, all kinds of cutting remarks like that. Look, it's clear from what Nira said a moment ago, he's so focused on this attack, and I don't want to diminish the importance of it, and it was a big call that he made, and obviously took a lot of effort for it to be executed. But I talked to Secretary Ernest Moniz, who was the energy secretary during the Obama years and negotiated with John Kerry this Iran deal. And he said, look, it could take an incredibly long period of time before you could verify with any accuracy how much damage is done, what the status of this program is. And we've talked about President Trump's attitude toward trade policy over and over again. There's a focus on the immediate and not what follows. So with trade policies, let's get these factories back, let's onshore, et cetera. But there's no demonstrable plan for doing that. And I think we're seeing something that's very similar here with this, which is, look, he called in these planes, he used these bunker busters, now it's done. There's a lot of work yet to do. And so something that Secretary Moniz said to me was, that's what's most important at this moment. How do you go from there to getting Iran to, yes, talk to you again, but figure out what this program is going to be like in any shape?